Hey, we're back with another Instagram Live. I know earlier I was on Instagram Live. Yes, I was being interviewed. And hey, to everyone who's watching this on replay, be it Facebook, YouTube, or whatever platform you're watching this on, my name is Israel Navarro from IsraelNavarro.com. And I'm here today to talk to you about 3 things that will hold you back from scaling your business. Yes, a lot of people actually go through a lot of challenges with this. And sometimes we don't know what it is to hold us back. So I'm going to share you 3 things, 3 of the most biggest issues that people are facing. Yes, people are facing from growing their business and being able to reach that result. So without further ado, let's dive into this. So the first topic, the first topic is never delegating work. Now, what does this mean? Well, if you are by yourself, obviously you know you have to manage every aspect of your business. But let's say right now you have a time and you have a team of at least 10 people. 10 people, if this is network marketing, this is your 10 front lines. If this is a small business, these are your top 10 employees that you work with. Well, what happens most of the times, and this is what happens, people don't know when to let things go and want to do it themselves. And I've seen this from business to network marketing. I'm not afraid to say this, where this one person wants to do everything. He wants to do the sales. He wants to do the promoting the product and service. He wants to do this and he wants to be the one that talks and talks and talks and talks and does not delegate it to the rest of the team. So then it's like, okay, this is a one-man show, and these other 10 people, what happened to those 10 people? They're not motivated. They're done. They're like, I don't want nothing to do with you. So you're already about to lose 10 people you work with. The second thing that most people, what's going to happen to you, you're going to burn out fast. Because you have this team, you're not letting your team help you. Yes, you might be the top leader, but those who are under you, no matter if you're the CEO or if you are the top leader in network marketing, you have to delegate that work out. Because you won't want to burn yourself out. Because you burn yourself out with already a team that's demotivated, guess what? You're going to quit within a matter of 90 days. And that's the bottom line. So you have to do that. And looking over my notes to make sure, this is the other thing. It's going to slow everything down if you're not going to delegate. So how do you fix this? Israel, you're asking me, right? How do I fix this? Well, first off, invest in a work-life balance. This thing, I understand Gary Vee is like hustle, like 24/7, blah, blah, blah. You know what? I take Sundays off. I'm like, forget about it. I'm doing things for me. I'm not paying attention to no one else. Yeah, I might be on social media looking at things, but I ain't doing jack nothing on Sundays. I'm dedicating that time to my family, to myself, going to church, whatever it is, to have a balance. But yeah, Monday through Friday, it's a full day, and then Saturday I do a half a day. Half a day, and then boom, Sunday is a complete day. I am disconnected. The other thing you got to do is know when to pass it off. Yes, you train these people. You duplicated yourself into these people. Well, start passing the work. So that way, if you have, let's say in network marketing, 5 presentation, well, the other 10 people, let's say you prospected 50 people, so you have 5, and you can delegate 5 to 4 of these other people, and they can do the presentations themselves. They can do the work and the process. So while you're doing, imagine that you're hitting 50 people in one day, but you're not the one speaking to 50 people, and you're not the one trying to close 50 people off. You shared that, you passed it on, you're like, here you go. Now, let me work with these people that I'm working, and now my team, they have their people, and they're working with it, and I'm not burning myself out doing this, closing deals. Boom, you just blast it off to everyone, and everyone else is like, all right, cool. This is awesome. I like this. And you're not stressed out. Now, here's the second thing you want to be able to do is automate things. Now, this is a little tricky. This is where, this can be email services, text messages, surveys. Someone tells you, hey, I'm interested in doing business with you. You can be like, all right, answer these 5 questions. And you see if they answer the 5 questions to exactly what you want, then you go, and all right, boom, I'm going to close this off with this person. And this person, says, hey, I want to buy the product right away. Well, you have that link or whatever that they can go in and directly buy the product. Because when you do these things, you're going to be feeling wonderful. Because now, instead of actually sitting there an hour or 2 hours with that person, you're just like, here, buy this link, put your credit card information, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you want to know what my business is? Well, read about it, answer the survey. I'm going to see if you fit. And boom, you're stressing yourself out. So learn to delegate the work. Don't stress yourself out and just pass the work on. Don't do it all yourself. It's not me. It's my team and I instead of me. All right? If you like this tip, give me a thumbs up. Say yes in the comment section below. All right? Now, tip number 2 or point number 2 is neglecting your finances. Yes, this is now onto you. This is an issue of many entrepreneurs like to face. They like to, yes, debt is a great way to work with banks, but also debt is another way to kill yourself right in business. Now, why is this? If you can't get yourself in a debt where you can't pay off, this is what happens with a lot of entrepreneurs. They quickly buy into a sports car. They buy $1,000 suits. They buy a Rolex. They go fly private without having the resources or the finances, and boom, this is where they're going to miss deadlines on payment. This is where they're going to actually get bills that are unexpected. They're like, oh my God, I have the credit card, but why is my credit card almost $100,000? I can't pay that off. Oh my God. Or this, and it's going to, once you do that, it's going to cost you to rebuild. Because why? Now you want to build your business bigger to cover your debt. And because you don't learn how to cover that debt originally, you're going to continue building, and just add on to that debt without knowing how to manage that debt. So how are you going to fix this, Israel? Well, this is how you're going to fix it. One thing, you got to stay on top of your spendings. You got to know what you're spending your money on, this and that. Yes, if you look at my story today, yes, I put a picture of a Jordan, but that doesn't mean every single day I am buying Jordans. I just don't. I just saw an opportunity. I said, all right, I can afford to buy those Jordan, but it doesn't mean I'm going to constantly be buying stuff because I'm going to burn myself out. Now, tip number 2, you got to check in on yourself. You got to check into your bank accounts. You got to check into your, you just got to see how many transactions you have in your credit card. You got to check it out and got to make sure that you have that balance. Because if you don't have that balance, guess what? You're going to lose control. So you got to check in. And the other thing, ask for help. If you're the person, you have a bad habit of spending, ask for accountability, ask for someone to be, like, hey, you bought 20 ice creams. I don't want you to buy no more than 20 ice cream. Buy an ice cream once a month or something. Or you're just spend so many flying ridiculous every weekend to Miami with no reason. Stop flying to Miami. Fly to Miami at least every 90 days or once a year. Don't keep on doing this. Don't cut these bandits. You got to ask someone to help you. And you're also going to make sure if you have an accountant, and if you can afford to have an accountant, obviously keep track of your spendings and everything. So that way they can also give you, hey, you're overspending. You're going to cause yourself to have the debt. And boom, boom, boom. Yes, I know sometimes we hear the rich say, oh, I can write off my plane because of how it devalues. Yes, that's great. But here's the sad truth. If you can't buy that plane and you don't know how you're going to recover that money, don't buy the plane. Just plain simple. Just don't buy the plane. Now, here is point number 3. And point number 3 is being insecure. What is this going to cause? Your reputation. It's going to hurt your reputation. It's going to make you look bad. It's going to make you look immature. It's going to make you look irresponsible. It's gonna make your ego show because your ego is gonna quickly pop out to defend you, and you're gonna let your ego talk for you. You don't want your ego talk for you. Excuse me. You want your ego to be in the back of your brain, not showing in front of it, and that's the front you give to people because it ain't gonna look good. It's gonna look horrendous. So don't let that happen. Don't let that consume you. And now, how are you going to fix that? First off, you got to work on yourself. You got to work on your personal development. You got to read books. You got to listen to audios. If you can take a seminar where you can work on your personal growth or certain skills, go ahead and do it. Because when you do that, people are going to reflect it. And people are going to respect you. It doesn't matter if you're a millionaire, but they see a millionaire taking care of himself. They're going to be like, this millionaire is worth more. Because he took care of himself compared to just flaunting his money and proving he's better than everyone else. And the other thing you got to do is develop that self-discipline. You got to be disciplined. You got to know that, hey, if I'm going to the gym, you go to the gym. If that's going to help you be a better person, if you're going to have a certain eating habits, you got to, and also, self-discipline also to let you know what you're doing right from wrong. When you're being cocky and arrogant to where it can be like, hey, when you can catch yourself and be like, oh, wow, I sound like a douchebag. Now let me sound like a reasonable person and a reasonable human being. Because when you do these things, guess what? It's going to help you out further. It's going to help you continue growing and continue scaling your business. So remember, the first 3 things is not delegating work, is not, tip number 2 is neglecting your finances, and tip number 3 is being insecure. If you guys want to talk about this, always feel free to ask questions in the comment section below. I'll answer it to you guys to help you out further. And if you guys really are enjoying my content, you really want to work with me, you can go into the link in my bio or in the comment section below and fill out the link. And I'm going to teach you and train you how to build your business on Instagram. Within your first email, you'll just get that ebook for free about Instant Profit Magnet, which shows you how to keep on growing your business. And we can see if we can work it out and we can continue working with each other. So guys, tomorrow I'll see you again with another live video. Take care. God bless you. And thank you so much for joining me today.